Well, here is a press release that just went out. I was hoping it would be released before I got on the air so I'd be able to talk about it. I posted something on Twitter just before that said that there's big things happening, more big radio news happening. And this is pretty good. This is so funny. I laughed when the publicity woman at WABC called me and said, did you get the press release? I'd like you to read it and see if everything's okay. And I'm like, press release? So, it was all discussed and everything. And here it is. I'll just read it to you, the press release that has gone to the media. Red Apple Audio Networks, this is the syndication company that is owned by the owner of WABC, and they have 388 stations nationwide. The networks moves quickly to respond to market demand for the syndication of the Anthony Cumia show. It's been less than 48 hours. I did the show Sunday night from 8 to 10. Syndication now. The Anthony Cumia show will be syndicated show. I was stunned. These things usually take a little time, but within under 48 hours, it's got to be some kind of a record. They're moving at lightning speed to syndicate the Anthony Cumia show in response to demand from radio stations across the country. Cumia's triumphant return to radio on 77 WABC last Sunday, 8 to 10 Eastern time, sparked a flurry of inquiries about syndication from these various stations that are on the network. Digital statistics from the show's debut demonstrated the popularity of Anthony Cumia with listeners. Streaming figures skyrocketed 236% over the previous Sunday. So that's pretty good. 236%. The podcast download shot up 67%. WABC radio app usage went through the roof at a phenomenal 96.7% over the previous show last Sunday. The website traffic rose 82%. 77 WABC tweets around the show premiere generated 340,000 listener interactions. So I guess they saw that, and a lot of the other stations on the network were like, what the are we doing? Let's get this idiot on our station. And then there's a little quote from me. I missed radio. And I'm thrilled at the interest from radio stations nationwide, said Cumia. Radio is a great way to engage with the audience. And now that Red Apple Audio Networks is taking the show national, I can't wait to connect with listeners in other markets. That's my quote. That's how I read my quotes. Radio clearly wants Anthony Cumia. Do they? As dozens of inquiries came in asking about syndication, said Chad Lopez, president of Red Apple Media and president of 77 WABC Radio, we shifted into high gear and moved quickly. One of our advantages at Red Apple Media is that we can swiftly pivot to meet market demands. Don't you love corporate jargon? We could pivot to meet market demands. All right. And then, the little bio. Cumia has a long history on radio beginning in 1994 with one half of the Opie and Anthony show. And I do enjoy that the press release says Opie and Anthony in it. Not for any reason you might think. Many, many years ago, when you signed up for a Google, your Google address, Google email, whatever it is, you could sign up for, if there's a press release, if there's a news story with someone's name in it, you can put that in and you'll get alerts. You'll get alerts as to the release. And I know I've always had Opie and Anthony in my alerts. I see it all the time, especially now. It's in there. I'll hit it and go, oh, Opie, Anthony is from the Opie and Anthony show is over at WABC Radio. Someone else also has that in their alerts, so they get every single press release. And the ones of late are probably not the ones he wants to see. Half of the Opie and Anthony show first on WBAB on Long Island. Boo, boo, boo. WBAB on Long Island. WAF in Boston, eventually landing on WNEW in New York City, where the duo hosted Afternoon Drive and went into syndication around the country. Remember Syndication Now? Syndication Now, Syndication Now. And then they finally syndicated us to like Boston and Philly, D.C., Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, L.A., Colorado somewhere. We were syndicated to a few markets. It was good. It was great. Then we, got fired. And by 2024, the show moved to subscription-based XM satellite radio, now Sirius XM. And in 2014, Cumia launched the Anthony Cumia Show online. So that's the news. That's the big news today. This is insane. I mean, this is something that's I certainly didn't expect it. When I got the offer to do ABC, and I've said this, and I said it on yesterday's show, so I don't want to, go off and just repeat myself too much. But I took it because it's an opportunity, and I find opportunities very hard to pass up. I like the idea of taking an opportunity and taking it as far as you can. This, to me, although some people look at it as, really? Sunday night, 8 o'clock on AM radio? Yeah. Sunday night, 8 o'clock on AM radio. That's how I see it. Yeah. And it's a great opportunity. And I expected it to be a foot in the door or a stepping stone that will lead to other really good things for me, my career, for radio in general, fans. I just thought a little longer than 48 hours. Silly me. I assumed maybe that would be in maybe weeks, not hours before that opportunity, that small opportunity, that nothing burger, as the Opster put it, would pay off and turn into something else, the next step, the wider audience, the bigger story, the bigger show. And here it is. Anthony Cumia Show will be syndicated nationwide. Another nothing burger. Another show to snipe and talk shit about. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I will assure you, I am very, very happy with the way things have gone in just the short few weeks that this went from an inception, the suggestion of me doing this, and reading that I am now going to be syndicated nationwide. So, strange things, man. Strange world we live in.